What's going on? Happy 2021. Rich Bewley here. I had an awesome conversation with a customer about their focus for 2021, wanting to grow, wanting to get serious about sales, wanting to stand out, wanting to get in front of more top 100 dream clients and really make 2021 what 2020 was supposed to be. And then they showed me some of what they plan to do. And after having a meaningful conversation with them and giving them some ideas, I thought anybody that I'm connected with on LinkedIn will have to find some value to what I'm about to share about helping you stand out, helping you get in front of anybody you want. And most importantly, I think I'm going to show you a secret tool that you've never thought about in leveraging to get yourself new meetings. I'm going to show you a tool that will help you stand out and help somebody else feel incredibly special in the process, leading to 6.5 times greater meetings and more. So let's get started. I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'm going to walk you through this information and we'll go from there. So let's see here. Does this look like your outbound email? Does this look like your outbound email, your call script? Sounds something like, "Good morning, Mr. Bewley," salesy right off the rip. Nobody talks to their colleagues that way. We would get right to the point and say, "Hey, Rich." Proforma is a marketing company established in 1979, all about me. With over 750 offices, we have the industry expertise and resources to provide a multitude of marketing solutions. Again, all about me. We specialize in promotional items, print, signage, uniforms, company stores, digital marketing, multimedia, and way more. Now, I had to do that to make fun of myself. Again, I'm putting myself on the spot here. I want you to think, would you ever set up a meeting with me, right? And then I'm gonna throw at you. So I've already talked about myself a ton of times. Now I'm gonna throw at you what I think most people accidentally do, and it's, I would like to understand your needs to better align our solution for you. Well, who cares what you as a seller wants? It's really ultimately about what does the buyer want to do. So then you follow up with would you have any time to discuss our services, discuss our services in greater detail? The answer is fat chance. If you're using this type of strategy, that's why you're not getting meetings. This is all about you. You're you're interrupting your customers and your prospects' day, and you're just talking about yourself. And I know why you do that, because you're concerned about interrupting them. So you want to tell them a little bit about you so that they have some reason to want to meet with you. But ultimately, that never, ever, ever works. Why? Because the buyer cares about themselves. They care about their problems. They care about thriving and surviving. They don't care about what you think about yourself. And they didn't plan on meeting with you, so you interrupted them in the process. So if they do skim through this, you probably lost them at good morning. Or the very first sentence that was all about you, that's the end of it. So what's going on? You interrupt the process or the prospect, you talk about yourself, then you ask for a meeting. What have you done for them? What have you provided them that would suggest meeting with you would result in a positive outcome? How will you help them leave them in a better place? Would you have met with me if I sent you that email and I told you I was amazing in signage and print and promotional? No, there's no way you're meeting with me. And how do I know? Because I sent out 1,000 of those kind of emails in the past and got zero response. Zero. So I know it doesn't work, and I know you wouldn't meet with me. So let's talk about what would we do. The first thing I want to arm you and your sales team with is a focus and a philosophy called give, give, give. I first heard it from Grant Cardone and have been applying it for years and years and years. The bottom line is you give, give, give before you ask for anything in return. So I'm going to give you my example, again, putting myself on the spot here so that it's helpful to you. My customer cares about, I'm going to focus first on their desired outcomes and the obstacles holding them from success. So my example, my customers want more high quality meetings set for their salespeople so they can fill pipeline, hit revenue goals, and help their salespeople develop, okay? If they don't hit their goals, what does it look like? What's that pain? Well, they have to admit failing to their E-team and their CEO. Their sales team growth is stunted. The sales team can't get better if they're not in front of quality meetings. It just doesn't happen. There's no other way to practice. Well, there's a way to practice, I'm sorry, but there's no way to learn and get the self-esteem you need if you're not closing deals. They lose ground to competition. Their top sales talent leaves because they're not reaching their potential, which hurts big time. And then ultimately, my customer loses their job. None of those things are good. So I have to keep that in mind before I ever reach out to this customer. My focus has to be, how can I help my customer be better? How can I help my customer reach their goals and benefit from me? Especially in the case where they're a prospect and they don't know me yet. So here's my second try, and you might notice it is significantly smaller and it's right to the point. So first, Rick. Again, none of the good morning, Mr. Bewley stuff, like nothing screams salespeople more than that. Number two, right to the point. I head the lead generation team for businesses looking to boost their meeting set with salespeople. Getting right to the point. I'm reaching out to see if it would be okay to send you our playbook for increasing your appointment setting by 6.5 times or more. Again, I'm offering to send them information. I'm offering to give them value, and I'm asking them if that's okay. I haven't asked them for anything, any transaction or anything. I just wanted to see if it would be okay if I sent them this playbook. Now, that's important. If you have a playbook, it's really important to do that. Don't just immediately assume that they want it and send it. You want to create dialogue. So ask them if it's okay first and create that dialogue so that when you do send it, you have a conversation going about other ways you can help them. Then talk to them more about why they want this playbook. So playbook covers everything from buyer habits, copy, prospect gifting strategies that will result in more meaningful meetings with your top 100 dream clients. Again, you're talking about their desired outcomes. And what I'm doing here by explaining what this playbook's going to offer are buyer habits, copy, prospect gifting strategies that just tells my prospect that I'm in their world and I know what I'm talking about without ever having to say it. Right? I understand the pain points. I understand their sales process. I understand the gaps in their sales process. I understand how to wow somebody. But in the beginning of this video, I shared with you a little secret that I'm gonna share with you here about how we directly produce 13% appointments with absolutely cold leads in our top 100 dream clients. How do I get 13% on every time I reach out in new meetings? And it's this part right here. So I want you to look at this. P.S. I dropped something in the mail the other day. Can't wait to hear what you think. Now, I want to stop and pause for a minute, right? Because at this point, we're redeveloping your entire email outreach and your cold call script. Like, we're talking about a very monumental switch from being seller focused to buyer focused. It's a big deal, right? But even with that, you're not going to stand out if that first email isn't read. So you still have to have an amazing subject line. You still have to have an amazing voicemail. You still have to have an amazing piece of content that you're providing to start standing out. But even so, you're still falling in the midst of all those other vendors and competitors of yours that are also just throwing stuff via email and phone calls. You know, that's what everybody can do because it's super cost effective. Everybody can send 1,000 emails a day and make 100 auto dials and constantly hit the phones and hit email, which is one of the reasons email is getting harder and harder to differentiate. So we at Proforma, we have a gifting focus, a strategy where we focus on that either desired outcome or we focus on that pain that they face. Here's 3 examples I want to get you starting to brainstorm on how to do this. The first one is a custom Rubik's Cube. So for one of our customer industries in the insurance space, we explain that it shouldn't be this hard to stand out. It shouldn't be this hard for your brand to for your prospects to become aware of your brand. And we show them with a Rubik's Cube. We put it in a really cool bag that gets shipped with a personalized letter and a personalized video with a QR code that's just to that prospect. And we have massive results from this one campaign. When I just send email or just do phone calls, I get 0 response. When I send Rubik's Cubes in advance, it tells my prospect that they matter to me. I invested in them. I spent money on them to introduce them to my brand. And then everything I did after that was all about them, talking about why it shouldn't be hard for them to stand out, why the carrier branding overshadows them, and so much more. And you can do the exact same thing. You can do the exact same thing, focusing again on your desired outcome, that the customer's desired outcome, and the pains they focus on. Another example, according to what the example I shared with you, this is a power bank with tons of real estate to focus on them. But the power bank, we're going to talk about, let's charge up your salespeople. Let's light up your sales numbers. let's recharge your sales plan, your sales playbook, the whole 9 yards. We can use the word charge in this case and tie it to a power bank. And then the third I'm showing you, it says an emergency hangover kit. We would change this slightly, but we're going to go to the pain side of it. And for me, that feeling of admitting to your CEO that you're not going to hit revenue is a really disgusting feeling, right? So I want to send them Pepto-Bismol and Advil and Tums and say, look, missing sales revenue can hurt bad. Failing in your goals hurts bad. Admitting it to your E-team hurts even worse. So here for temporary relief, I wanted to give you all of this stuff. This will help you right now. But for a longer, more solid plan, let's talk about ways that we can help you land your meetings with your dream clients. So those are 3 examples. I want to last leave you with a ROI calculator. This is a question I get a lot from customers and prospects. And it's ultimately, well, what's it going to cost for us to send something like a hangover sales kit and tie it to a personalized mailer and all of those components that you're trying to figure out. And this I have found to be the easiest way for businesses to think about that. So here's an example of if you're currently today, how many leads do you have? In my example, I put in 100 per month. How many of those leads then are converted to sales meetings? Well, in this case, it's 2, which is a high number. 2% could be a very high number if you're not providing value. What's your win rate? Well, most of the time I see 20 to 50% range, but more likely on the 20. In this case, I put 50%. And the lifetime value is how long do you keep your customer? How much do they spend with you over that period of time? I put 20,000. So when you do the math, it's for every month, you're basically making 20,000 because you had 100 leads turned into 2 meetings. One of those meetings converted into a sale, which means you have $20,000 in lifetime value from that 1 month, those 100 leads. Now, if you 6.5 times minimum your appointments, that would mean you have 13 appointments. And then when you divide it in half, it means you have 6.5 deals. 6.5 deals times 20,000 brings you to $130,000 directly added to your bottom line for what probably might cost you 20-ish bucks a mailer. It's a huge, huge ROI when you get it right. So I'm going to put this in later, but if you want this deck and you also want 10 custom ideas just built for you, I would be happy to do that for you to help you think about ways that you can leverage this strategy. All I ask is you like and follow me, you share, and you put in a comment, such as, for us, we use the example of we charge up sales, right? What is your desired outcome? What do you do to help the customer grow? And what are the pain points? If you send that to me, either private message or DM, that would be awesome. And I'll come back to you with my top 10 recommendations specifically for you. And can't wait to help you this year. I want 2021 to be amazing for everybody so we all can succeed. If there's anything else I can do, let me know. And thanks again. Talk to you.